Okay, we have UFC 309 this weekend, and this is a sweet, sweet card, boys and girls. It really is. Let's start with Bo Nickal, Paul Craig. Bo Nickal is negative 1,000 favorite. He's
Dude,
a huge favorite. Paul Craig, Paul Craig is 1-3 in his last 4, I believe. 17-8, and he's one of those big guys. I talk about in the videos coming out, but he's one of those guys that isn't afraid to pull guard. And being a big dude pulling guard like that, you better have really, really good jiu-jitsu. And, it's going to be an interesting fight because he could get Bo Nickal in trouble. He could get under him single leg X and
you think so?
And get in a leg entanglements that wrestlers aren't used to. But Bo Nickal's at American Top Team working with that Isaac Michelle. So they're going to have him pretty prepared. Yeah. Bo Nickal 6-0 now. So I think Bo Nickal, I wouldn't be that surprised.
Really?
If Bo Nickal subbed him.
Okay.
Some sort of front headlock, some anaconda Darce choke, something where he cracks him. But Paul Craig's dangerous. You make a mistake, you overpunch when you're in that guy's guard, he's going to be.
Is his jits really good?
Yeah, he looks really strong and he looks really confident in his jiu-jitsu. Warlike, what's your thoughts on that battle?
Well, it's an interesting matchup because Paul Craig, stylistically, this is a good fight for Paul Craig because yeah, like as good of a fight for Paul Craig as any.
Am I thinking of the wrong fucking guy? Because this guy has no wrestling at all, right?
No, this guy is all jiu-jitsu. He choked out Magomed Ankalaev.
How do you perceive him taking?
Who else? He choked out Jamal Hill, right?
He broke Jamal Hill's arm. I think he's choked out Lionheart too. I think
he's got some big wins.
He choked out Nicola Krylov. He's been a staple at light heavyweight. He hasn't had any wins at middleweight yet. He lost to Kyle Baralio in his last fight, I think.
So and Kyle Baralio could be up there in the title picture.
He got knocked out, though. I think, if anything, this matchup's perfectly for Bo Nickal to set up a knockout and actually propel his name more than anything. Because Paul Craig, he gets hit once and then he lays on his back. But
he pulls guard?
Yeah, literally pulls guard.
On what? Do you think there's any way that he can take Bo Nickal down? Because it's the awkwardness of the jiu-jitsu wrestling. It's not normal wrestling. It kind of drags you down almost,
Yeah, he tries to get underneath you. He tries to get underneath you, get some sort of leg entanglement. And I feel like Bo Nickal, I think you're right.
Yeah, it probably gets the knockout here.
I think it's a perfect fight for Bo Nickal, not the other way around.
And then, let's move on to the co-main here. We got Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. I rewatched their first fight. That video comes out probably today. Okay, so it already came out. So yeah, check out my YouTube for a full breakdown on that, watching their first fight and some of the mistakes Michael Chandler made. But Michael Chandler, he did beat his ass in the first round. He got his back taken right away in a body triangle and ended up escaping when they're both dry against Charles Oliveira, who's probably one of the best people on the back. And he dropped Charles, I think, twice in the first round. Oh. And then Charles, second round, they came out and they exchanged a right hand, left hook. Classic. Michael Chandler's right hand by his armpit. Charles's right hand by his chin. And Charles' left hand lined up perfectly on Michael Chandler and dropped him and put him away. Michael Chandler says he's coming out composed this fight.
Was that Chandler's first fight in the UFC or second?
No. This is he's had.
No. Was the first fight with Oliveira?
No, second. It was Hooker was first fight.
Mm-hmm.
Chandler. Every fight that he's in, I've seen him in the UFC. He should have won all of them. When he fought Poirier, if he would have thrown the straight shots, he would have got him out of there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's Chandler's just fucking dangerous as hell.
He's not very big.
No, he's a little.
But he's a ball of explosive muscle.
He's like a coiled spring for sure.
It's not like he's sitting around growing a set of tits, not doing shit. He's in the Kill Cliff gym, sparring with good guys, and that's just gonna be a banger fight. I feel like that's just a coin flip of a fight.
What's the odds on that?
The odds, Chandler's a pretty big underdog.
Not super though.
Pretty big.
What can you
like plus 275, I believe.
No shit. That's the fucking. Is that you think that's the best one to bet on in the whole card?
No.
Oh,
No. Well, that fight, I think the safest bet would just be not to go the distance.
God, War, it looks like you haven't been outside the house in a fucking month.
No, I'm here. It's just the light.
Just the lighting.
The pigments look.
Just the lighting.
Is it? Okay.
Just the lighting.
My bad.
Pigment. Okay, and then we got main event. Johnny Bones Jones versus Stipe Miocic, and everybody is counting Stipe out big time. He hasn't fought for 4 years, right? 4 years. He's 42 years old now.
Damn it.
And people are trying to tell me that it's going to look the same as Serial Gone.
No.
Like Serial Gone, he threw a hard left hand. John Jones slipped it, got to his waist, took him down, put him against the fence, and then John Jones had a guillotine and that wasn't even really under Gone's chin, and then he tapped out.
Did he work under the chin, or did he?
I don't even think it was under the chin. I think he was just squeezing his face a little bit, and then he tapped out. I tell you what, like Stipe is not gonna go out like that,
No,
he's not gonna be taken down that easy, and he's just not gonna flop to his back. On Prize Picks, they got to pick. Do you think John Jones is going to take him down twice in the fight? And I said yes. I feel like he's going to take him down twice because Stipe,
he'll
take him down. I feel like Stipe can get up though at least once.
I think John's gonna knock him out. I feel like, dude, the last time we saw Stipe, he got knocked out, and it was 4 years ago.
It was with the most explosive dude in the world with 4-ounce gloves, and he was getting hurt a little bit, and he tried to slug back.
He got knocked out by DC, a fat DC before that too.
You're pretty dismissive with Stipe.
No, I'm just saying he's 42 years old, and the last time
What's wrong with that?
2 of his last 3 fights, he's been knocked out, and the last time we seen him was 4 years ago.
Yeah, he was knocked out. He was not. That's how I can.
Yeah, he got knocked out by Cormier. He got knocked out by Francis.
Which one? When he got knocked out by Francis, he thought he hurt him with that right hand, and that's
he was just trying to stand his ground and try to fight back, and Francis hit him with a hard jab, and he walked into it. Dink.
Is that what he got knocked out with? The fucking jab?
Yeah, but Francis Ngannou with 4-ounce gloves. And it's like, come on. Then hammer fisted into oblivion. And people are saying Alex Pereira and Tom Aspinall.
Yeah, is that true?
Aspinall, like everyone's avoiding Aspinall. It's
I don't know why.
I don't think so. See, I feel like John Jones.
He doesn't want to fight Aspinall.
Do you really think that?
100%.
Do you really think he looks at Aspinall and he's like, that guy will beat me?
He says, no. He says, I've got this fight and I've probably got one more. He's like, what's going to be the 2 fights that I'm going to be easiest to win? He thinks that he could take down Pereira. That's simple enough, and I believe it. He can take down Pereira.
That fight would be a joke because John's a fucking really good wrestler, and fucking Alex's wrestling is obviously not there. Yeah. There's no way. If he took that fight instead of Tom Aspinall after coming off beating Stipe, he'd look real fucking bad. Man.
So is that smart for John, or is that just like
No, that's smart because he wants to retire with a legacy, but at the same time, he's not fighting the #1 contender, which would make the biggest, well, not the biggest fight per se, but the most competitive fight would be against Tom Aspinall.
He moves well, man.
So if he wins this fight, wins the next fight, ends his career,
he's done.
30-0.
Done.
30-0.
Well, I mean, nope. Matt Hamill.
I mean, they'll probably
Matt Hamill.
They'll probably take that off.
You talked to Matt Hamill about that, about him having the win over John because of the elbows. It's an even trade for the robbery that he got with Michael Bisping.
Uh-huh.
So that's why he looks at it.